Hello, anybody here? I can see there's one person here, so hi, who's here? Talk to me. I hope the sound is okay. Is the sound okay? I'm a little tired today. I was at a knitting retreat all weekend, and I got home about, I think, 4 or 5 hours ago. So I will talk about that a little later, maybe when there's more people here. Yeah. I hope you're okay, whoever is here. I can't see who's here. I can just see that somebody's here. Gretche, hi, how are you? So good to see you here. I hope you had a great weekend. How was your weekend? Hopefully it'll be more than just you and me in a minute. Otherwise, we can just talk, you and I. Yeah. I'm part of this Facebook group called oh no, I'm so sorry, Gretchen. Hi, Elsa. Good to see you. Migraines are horrible. Years ago, I got some what are they called? That prevent you getting pregnant pills, and they weren't good for me because every time I was on my period, I got a migraine. So yeah, my doctor gave me another one, a generation two, they called them. And I think the one that I initially had was a generation seven or something. And I was just, every month, I was down for days with the most nasty migraine. Um, it was horrible. I don't want to try that again. So I feel for you, Gretchen. Yes, Elsa, they are horrible. Thank God I only tried that, I think, 7, 8 times, because, eventually I started noticing that it was around my period every time. So, I went to my doctor and, this is happening. Could there be, a reason? And could it be the pills? And he was like, yeah, it could. And I'm glad you came because that could eventually lead to something way worse. And yeah, I'm glad that that was over because even though I didn't, I wasn't light sensitive, I didn't have to lay in bed. I just had a nasty headache, really, pressuring right about here. And I'm like, if I squinted a little, it would, the pressure would, lighten a little, but it wasn't because of light. It was just somehow, I don't know. Lenka, hi. Did you have the pill to Lenka, or is this just natural occurrence? Because mine was only because of the pill. It vanished the second that I got another generation. Today I had a hysterectomy last year, about a year and a half ago, and even with it being gone, I still have the egg, where the egg's in. Um, so I can feel it every month. I never did this before. I could never feel it when I was ovulating, but I can now. Hi, Susan, and welcome. So good to see you. Oh no, Lenka. I'm sorry. I hope they can help you, Gretchen. I really do hope, because migraines, even though I only had them a few times, I mean, I don't want to try that again. So I really, really hope they can help. I saw a while ago, and people have talked about it on my Facebook. You can get a sort of both as a mask, but also you can pull it over your head and you put it in the freezer so it's ice cold, and it really really helps with migraines. So it's just like like a sleeping mask, but it's kind of like a hat that you put down over your head. And oh my God, people say it's amazing because of the cold and the darkness, and sometimes it even helps better than the prevention medication that people can get. So exactly, Lenka. And I know people who bought it a while back, and they say it's amazing. So Susan, where in the US are you from? I mean, I know where Linka and Gretchen are from, and Elsa's from the US too. If I no, you're from Sweden, right, Elsa? Do I remember correctly? Ohio. I've never been to the US. I dream of going, but I haven't been. So maybe one day, who knows? So I was at this knitting retreat this weekend, and oh, where did I put it? Where did I put it? I lost myself. Of course I did. Well, the dress that I was knitting is done. Cute. Mm. I wonder where I put the project bags. How can I just come home and I've already lost? Oh, over here. So there was one of the other ladies there. She's sewing project bags, and initially I was like, I can get one because they're not expensive. You mean she uses a lot of time and the things that she uses. But look, the Moomins. I love Moomins. And look, me. I love them. And really, these aren't really my colors. I like ugly colors. I hope you will come over here one day, Susan. So I saw this one and I was like, oh my God, I need to have it. You should get that one, Gretchen. And then there was this one. Look at it. It's kitties and yarn, and isn't it adorable? And I was like, which one? I mean, I could only get one. And obviously I have two, because the girl that, hey Maya, the girl that sold them all, the woman, she's not a girl, she's a woman. She's older than me. The woman that sold them, I went to her and said, hey, if this one doesn't sell, can I maybe buy it next month? And, then you can ship it to me. And she was like, I know, you just take it home and you can pay me next month. And I was like, fantastic, thank you. So I got both of them. Yay. It's really, really, yeah. One can never have too many project bags, can they? No, no. And then because I finished the dress, I had to start a new project. So that one's down here in another bag. I will show you a picture first. This is the dress that I'm knitting. Isn't it cute? And I give you two guesses who I'm knitting for. It's so adorable with the little holes, and it's so adorable. Filculana, if you're a knitter or crochet, they have free patterns, and they also do them in German and English and French, and yes, Gretchen for Rosa. They have them in many, many languages. Not all are another. Elsa, they have an adult sweater, a top in a pattern, with these whole patterns that I'm gonna make for myself. Um, so I started, and I'm about where I need to divide off sleeves. But look, isn't it cute? I love this pattern, and it's so easy. It's really just eight rows where you for 6 of them you just knit. So, and the color is really, really beautiful. Yes, and you mean her name is Rosa, so she does wear a lot of rosa colors. So yeah, so I just need to divide for sleeves because I forgot my. I have some, some tubes, plastic tubes that I can put on the end of my needles, and I could just move the stitches to those, and yeah. So that's my next project. And then Friday, as I was leaving, I got a message that something was at our local store. It's not a post office, it's our, where you can buy a grocery store and they get packages. So I was wondering if maybe we should open this one together. Are you interested in seeing what this is? It's from Enabler's Outpost. My first from Enabler's Outpost. A little while back, they were looking for customers, international customers, who was willing to try out what I had been asking for months. That maybe the internationals could get their diamond paintings directly from China, from the factory, and they had talked to them, and now they were willing to give it a go. And since I had asked for it, I had to say I was willing, right? So I was talking to Elizabeth, not so much Edward, but maybe he was there. And here it is. And I didn't have to pay any additional VAT or fees or anything. I think I paid $70 for this. And I will show you what it is. I'm throwing everything here. So I'm trying to keep my address away from you. Not that if you want my address, I could give it to you, but I don't know why I would want my address. And it's basically just packaged in this plastic wrapper. Is it here? Yes. So it's a bit crushed, but I don't think that matters. Oh, other way around, I think. Lenka, can you see what it is? It's Alphonse Mucha. A little discreet one. It's 50 by 125 centimeters. Very small. Yeah, I love Mucha's paintings. They're adorable. Basically, it comes in these beautiful boxes, branded boxes. Yeah. I don't think it says Enabler's Outpost anywhere other than the picture on the sticker. So I have wanted to try one of the diamond paintings forever. Yes, Maya, I was at the knitting retreat this weekend. And I will tell you about it in a minute when I've unboxed this one, because it was quite the event. Well, it wasn't even, a bad event at all. We just had a bit of bad luck, my friend and me. So I will tell you about it. Let's see. At first, a toolkit. Let me show you what's in here. I've never had one of their kits before, so I'm as curious as you are as to what's in here. I've seen, videos of them. Yes, the $70 was with shipping and for the diamond painting, but I didn't have to pay VAT, the European VAT that we, 25% or whatever it is in the country that you live in. In Denmark, it's 25%. So in the kit, a toolkit, we have a blue ordinary pen with a blue grippy, and there's tweezers, sharp tweezers, so keep the thingy on. Then there is a blue, it doesn't say Masva, but I think it's one of theirs. Then you have a 7-placer and a 4-placer, and some blue wax. I've heard a lot of good. Nora Ida, hello. Welcome, New York City, the city that never sleeps. How are things in New York? Okay, next, let's get this thing out of here. Is anything? Nope, I think it's empty. Oh, God. The drills, we will take a look at these in a second. And then, look. This is adorable. I know there's a sticker in here. Just away with the chair. Look at her. Oh my God. She's so huge. Yes, 125 centimeters long. Isn't she gorgeous? And if you don't know, Enablers Outpost and Jaded Gem Shop is hosting a Muka event in February of 23. So look at it. It's adorable and so beautiful. This is amethyst, if I remember it correctly. Isn't it down there? Yes, the precious stone amethyst from 1900. Elsa, I have done diamond painting videos. I've done some written chats and stuff like that. Maya 125. I just said 125 in Danish because Maya isn't that good in English. And then you have, usually I think you get this in a sticker, but it's just a regular paper. So this is where you can see all the colors, and you get, that it's a square and poured glue, and there's 2 ABs in this one. Yeah. And another photo. Oh, I will. It will be a while before I will begin it, because I think I will do it. I will do this one in February of Summer with the Masters, because I have another Muka that I bought from Diamond Art Club, the Zodiac. I want to look at these ABs. Look at these colors. Aren't they beautiful? Look. So many purples and pinks and reds and beautiful. And sorry for the crinkle. I wonder where the other AB is. Is this the AB? Right. You have this one 210 AB. Beautiful colors. And then we have this teeny tiny 5200 AB. So it isn't, a lot of ABs. But if you want to, you could always buy ABs and then add them. So I know I haven't done a lot of videos lately. I've been a bit I don't know, I've been tired and everything. So, but I have videos planned, also diamond painting videos. So again, this beautiful, beautiful purple and a tiny, tiny handful of 5200 AB, the white AB. Can you see the sparkle? So if you don't know, AB is short for Aurora Borealis. That's the shine because it shines like the Aurora Borealis in the stars. So beautiful. And in the purple one, it's it's a bit more subtle, right? It's a little subtle in here. But look at this. What? It ran off. Look at these purple colors. And the drills, look at this. Flat backs, like we want them to be. They're beautiful. Oh my God. It ran off. There's another one. Look at these two. This one is 3608 and then 3609. They're so similar, but this one is a lot like lighter. This is a bit darker, right? But that's what shading does for you. It's so amazing to see shading going have shading going on. I can't wait to do this one. No, you can't choose with the Naples Outpost. They choose for you. I've asked for it a lot of times myself. Can I please choose? Because I don't do rounds. I don't like rounds. In my opinion, and that is my opinion, I know other people see it differently, but in my opinion, rounds are a lot of work. I have to be so careful as to how I place them. And with squares, somehow I could just pop. Of course, I still have to watch, right? I have to watch where I place my drills. But I have the feeling that it's easier for me with squares. And I know others have it other way around, but that's the great thing, that we can get whatever we like. I just saw Linka put out a video earlier today of this beautiful, beautiful painting, but it's a round, so I can't do it. What am I sitting on? Good, Gretchen. Then you know what I'm talking about. I do prefer squares. I think my first, 2 or 3 diamond paintings were rounds. And I kept, I have 5 cats. And even though they're not in here, there's cat hair everywhere, right? So I had this feeling that I was plucking out cat hair from my diamond paintings between the drills. And I don't have that with these. So, well, that's my opinion. And yeah, everybody can have their own. That's the good thing with there being so many diamond paintings out there and so many diamond painting companies. That's the same with like we talked about last week. I don't like diamond painting Deutschland because they treated me so poorly, but I know a lot of people love them. Yes, Elsa, that too. The finished um, the finished result is so much better. Sri Lanka, it wouldn't be a breath of fresh air for me. It would be annoying and a hassle. So you can't work with squares, Maya? I'm sorry. I know people are different. I mean, that's a great thing. So let me talk about the retreat for a little bit. So this is well, it's a hostel, like a YMCA, but not a YMCA. So you go there. This group of people, knitting people, that's called web knitters. In it's a Danish word for it. The Danish word for it is webstrikkerne, and translated is web knitters. It's a group of people that met years and years and years ago on a Danish search page, something like Google, called Yahoo. And Yahoo had, you know, forums where you can write and you can talk to people. Um, so you met people and they had all these, different. You had about hobbies and cars and children, and you could choose and you could make your own rooms really and they had their own website and forum. And eventually they were like, oh, we should meet. And they started making these knitting retreats once a year. Um, and it, different. One year it's the last weekend of September, and the next year it's the first weekend of October. So this year it's both. Friday was the last day of September, and then Saturday and Sunday the first days of October. So they have met for many years, and there have been problems through the years, and the group has split up, and other groups were made, and eventually the group moved from Yahoo to Facebook when that started in 2007. And then my friend Lone moved to Fredericia, where I live, about 5 years ago. And she was looking for knitting friends. And I, hello, me, please. So we started, talking, and she told me about this retreat that she was going to, and wouldn't I be interested? And I was like, that could be a lot of fun. So I signed up to my first knitting retreat in Svendborg. And I was so nervous because I'm not good with strangers. I prefer being with people I know. So the first weekend, poor Lone had me dragging in her tail all weekend. And eventually she was just like, go talk to people because I need to talk with my people. So, I had to sit down and talk to people. And how do you know? Everybody was so nice. And, so then the year after, I couldn't go because of problems. And then I've been there for the past 3 years, even during COVID. We had a very small retreat, people who dared to come could come. So we were like 35 people in Esbjerg, where we had the retreat that year. And then last year we were in Svendborg as well. But last year we were like 70 people. And I know for some of you it sounds like, what, only? But for us, it's a lot. We don't have a lot of places in Denmark that can accommodate that amount of people. And then this year we were back in Svendborg and we were 61. Um, and it's just, it's amazing because, now I know people, and every year new people have come, that we haven't seen before. Yeah, graduate Danish and Dutch is actually very much alike. It is alike. That's why years ago I could read Dutch articles and understand like 80% of it because it's so alike. I think if you count from 1 to 10, it's very similar. Not you can hear the difference, but it is really really similar. Um, so yeah, so this year, you know, Lone had asked me if it would be possible for me to get up a little earlier because then I could come to lunch with her and some of her friends that she usually meets up with before the retreat begins. So I was like, yeah, I can get up. And I left home at 11 o'clock, 11 a.m. Friday morning. To me, it's morning. I know for other it's midday, but to me, it's morning. So I went down and I picked up Lone from work, and we drove to Svendborg and parked the car by the hostel and walked down to the restaurant. Well, we met with the other people there, and then we walked downtown and we ate and had fun, and then we walked back to get our rooms and the keys. And usually my problem, well, it's not a problem, but with my health problems, I need a firm bed. I need a firm mattress. And the other years, it's been like they're a bit on the soft side for my liking, but it's okay. I can make do for 2 nights, right? And then this year we got our room, and this year we were like away from the street, so we had a quiet room really. And we went to our room and made the beds. Then I sat down, and I mean it's like sitting down on a table or a wooden chair. It's like, bonk. And I was like, okay, this is a very 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 firm bed. This should be interesting because I like a firm bed. And then we didn't think more of it because we had to go up to the meeting room where there would be coffee and cake and everybody would say hello and I've missed you and it's been a year, or how have you been. I'm not friends with everybody on Facebook because I'm just not. There are people that I talk to more than others, and there are people that I like more than others. Sorry, but there is. And we talked and ate and listened to the program and just had a good time and knitted away. And then we went down. Usually I say this weekend we are living on the edge of starvation because we're starved the entire weekend. We're not, but it's fun to say. It started by us meeting up at 3 o'clock for coffee and cake. Mm. Then at 6 o'clock, there's dinner with like this entire table with everything delicious you can eat. And then there's dessert. And this dessert was a raspberry pudding with whipped cream on top. How many times can I go? I just went once. But and then we went back upstairs. We have all these different rooms and places we can sit. Usually we have a room upstairs and a big room downstairs, where we can have different meetings or people can just sit, and talk and knit and do whatever. So Friday evening we were upstairs where we have a show and tell, so people can bring the knitting that they did since last. And they were showing scarves and sweaters and tops and more sweaters and more scarves. A bunch of them had knitted. If you are a knitter, there is this designer called Stephen West. he makes all these very, very colorful scarves and shawls and I don't know what. They're beautiful, not my style, but they're beautiful. And I like when people actually put color on them because he wants there to be colors. So if people are like my over here, which is brown and a little yellow and more brown, I find them boring. But if people are like pow, colors and rainbows and everything, they look amazing because that's how he intends them to look. So we were looking at that, and then we went back down to our floor and sat in a sofa for a little bit. Needed some quiet in our ears and a better um, couch to sit on. Because upstairs we were just sitting on a regular wooden chair, and none of us has perfect back, so we needed a little more cushion to sit in. And we were talking a little bit, and some of the others stopped by, and we were talking, and then we went to bed. And as we crept under the covers, we just looked at each other and like, did they forget to put a mattress in here? And I was like, I think they did. I don't understand this. And we felt everywhere. And the ribbing in a bed where you have these boards of wood that holds the bed. Yeah, we could feel every one of them. They were just carving up in our backs and legs, and we were just laying on pure wood, really. It was awful. I mean, I woke up every time that I had to move myself, reposition myself. And oh my God, it was horrible. I've never slept in a bed that bad. And then next morning we were like, we can't do this. I mean, no, not for one more evening, one more night. No. So we had breakfast, and do you think they will hate us if we go down to reception? And I was like, we have to go down to the reception. I can't sleep in that. I can't. So we went down to the reception. I'm not trying to be a hassle or anything, and we explained that with the beds. And she was like, oh no, I'm so sorry. Well, these beds are supposed to be exchanged. There should be new beds in there. Yeah, well, that's not helping us, isn't it? Is it? I mean, they're not here, so we can't get new beds in now. No, that's supposed to be in a month or two. And I was like, are you gonna let people sleep in these beds with basically no mattress in there? Then we asked for these little top layer mattresses that you can buy to protect the mattress itself. Yeah, we asked, could we maybe get another one? There was one on the bed, but it was like this thick. So, I mean, it doesn't protect anything really. So she was like, yeah, I will tell our cleaning lady to put in some new top layer mattresses. So we went, on our merry way and talked and had fun. And then Lone had been on a trip with some of the other ladies. Can you hear David? He's playing the guitar. So she came back and then she texted me on Snapchat. Um, we only got one of these top layer mattresses. I was like, oh no. Okay, it's almost time for lunch, so I will go over to the reception and talk to her again. Um, so I walked over there and said, I think a misunderstanding has happened. We only got one of these, so is it possible that we get another one? And yes, sure, she had said that, and she would, call her up and say, we need another one. And that's fine. We had lunch again. Great food. I mean, we had breakfast and coffee and cake, and then now we have lunch with dessert. I'm telling you, they're starving us. And then we came back to the room after, and now we had, an extra mattress on top for both of us. And we laid down, and it was like, yeah, that's not gonna work. And they had offered, if it can't be fixed, we can give you another room. And we talked it through, do we want to move room? Because then we had to pack everything down and move. And we were like, no, would we maybe try, to take one of the extras and put on a bed? So we can try how is it with three of these mattresses on top. And that was actually what would work for us. It wasn't perfect, but it would work for another night. So we went up again, and now all the staff was in the dining area, and I had to go. Sorry, um, I'm like the princess on the pea and the bed. Do you know that fairy tale with the princess that has to sleep on a stack of mattresses, and to prove that she's a real princess, they put a little pea under it, and if she's a real princess, she can feel it. Yeah, we felt like that because we needed more mattresses, and I'm sure they were thinking we were mad because we kept asking for more of these little top mattresses. And we were like, yeah, we know it's a lot, and we don't really want to move room but we just tried to put in three is gonna work. Yeah, yeah, okay. They would find two more for us. I was like, oh my God. So much work, for a sleep. But yeah. So that's the horrible experience. So we got two more mattresses, and like I said, it wasn't perfect, but it worked. Then we had more tea and cake in the afternoon, and oh my God, one of the girls. Well, she's a woman, and she's, let's say, she's special. She has opinions that I don't necessarily agree on, and she talks very, very loud, and even though you sit far, far away, you can hear basically every word she utters. And she ended up at the sofa couch that I was sitting at, and I was like, no, I also shared a sofa with you last night. Oh well. And she sat there and she was talking smack about people, nurses and people working in facilities for old people, and really smack how they were just lazy, and they just didn't want it to work, and they had to be managed better because blah blah blah. And I got angry. I mean, I'm educated in taking care of old people and their needs in a group home for old people, right? I worked with that 20 years ago. So I was so angry. She was telling me that my profession was just sitting around drinking coffee all day. And I mean, we didn't have time for that 20 years ago, I can tell you. They don't have time for that today. Some days they have to go in to the elderly people and say, I'm sorry, but we have someone called in sick, so I can't give you a shower today. I will give you one next week. Would you like people coming to you and say, no, sorry, you can't come to bed, but I will give you one next week? That's the reality of these homes in Denmark. Because for years and years and years, government has, said, no, we have to save money. So you have to save this amount of money every year for this and this and this amount of years. And even though you can take the money from administration, I don't know what, it always goes from the old people or from the sick people in the hospital. It's never taken from administration. And then she has the audacity to say that people are just sitting and on their butts drinking coffee. Yeah, I almost exploded. I was so angry. So, yeah, I had to go up to our room, put in my earbuds and listen to a book for a while. I was angry. So, I was like, I need some space. I need some peace and quiet. I need to get away. So then I sat up there, I knitted a little, and I listened to an audiobook. And then Luna came back, and I told her what had happened. And she was like, "Oh my God, I should have been there." She's like, "No, you shouldn't." And yeah, then it was time for dinner. I was like, "I'm not hungry. We've been eating for almost a decade, 24 hours at that time, and I don't eat that much usually." So I was like, "Yeah, I don't need dinner right now. I'll just stay in here and listen to my book or maybe sleep a little if possible." Um, and she was, "Yeah, I'm coming back after, and then we can go downstairs again or something." So, yeah, then we were just talking all, after our night with people again and having fun. And I was talking with so many sweet people all through the day, besides from that woman. Yeah. And we slept okay. I mean, we didn't feel everything as we tossed and turned. And I didn't wake up at 4 o'clock and couldn't sleep like I did Saturday morning. I, I woke up at, I don't know, 20 to 7 this morning. And we have breakfast from 7. So I was like, oh, this is perfect. Get up, water in my head and a toothbrush in and clothes on and breakfast. And then we packed our stuff, put it in the car, went in to knit and talk some more, and there was the woman again. And this time she was surrounded by nurses and, people who work with old people. And she went at it again. Yeah. But this time she got it, people weren't having it. So, and she was like, no, no, that's not what I said. Yeah, that's exactly what you said. And then she compared, when containers, she works with containers, how you move them around and get filled with goods and stuff. She compared her working with containers with a human life, like how her work was the same as working as a nurse in an ICU. Oh my God. They almost exploded. And then Lone looked at me and said, we have to go. I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, I can't do this. I have to go upstairs. Like, okay, let's go upstairs. So we sat upstairs and she almost had a fit because of her. So we talked a little and knitted, and then we went in to have um, lunch. And then after lunch, we drove home. So that's my weekend. Now you may write to me so I can answer questions, please. Oh no, people are leaving. No. Am I that boring? Please come back. People are leaving me. No. Come back. Do you want to see the diamond painting that I'm working on right now? I can show you my diamond painting. I'm still doing the drills and chills and um, Festival of Witches, and also Lenka's um, events is a part of it, even though I know her event is over. I can still, oh no, some of these shifted around. Oh no. Oh well, I can fix that. That's the thing about these AliExpress canvases. Isn't she cute? She's so beautiful. And in my next row, I will have the little tiny kitty cat. There are so many ABs in this one. Can you see the area that I'm working on now? So far, I've only put down ABs. I mean, there are so many ABs. Look at all these ABs. This orange AB. Oh my God. I mean, like, there are so many. Yes, the drills are a great quality. They're so shiny and so shimmering, but the canvas, the glue could be a lot better. Look at this. I just had my storage standing on top of it, and this happened. I mean, I can fix it, and it won't take long, but why? So yeah, she's beautiful. I will also have other things to unbox soon, I think, because a friend of mine from the States has sent me some things that she helped me buy that I can't buy over here. We can only buy it in the US, and they don't ship to Denmark. So, I had to find a way out of it. And she helped me. And she promised, no, she told me the other day, I have put in a little surprise for you. So I'm very excited to see what she put in there. I hope she haven't done something crazy and only put in something very small. But I'm looking forward to getting. Do you know the siren sticker makers that I know a lot of other creators have used? Yeah, they you can't get the X siren anymore. So a while back, Katie from Diamonds and Washi showed us this disposable sticker maker, and that it was on sale. So I followed that link, and then I sent it to Mary from Mary Making Crafts, her YouTube page. And we've been talking for a while, and she said, if you need anything, just tell me. I can buy it for you and ship it. So I texted her the link, and I said, hey, can you help me? She said, sure. You just want one? And I was like, no, I would really love it if you would help me buy 4. She's like, yeah, sure. And I PayPal'd her the money, and then she got sick. And I didn't really hear anything because I knew she was sick, so everything was fine by me. This was, I don't know, end of July at the beginning of August, or maybe middle of August. I don't remember anymore. It's been a while. And she sent me on Instagram, she sent me a video. It was like, I have just unboxed these, and did you know, or did they make a mistake? Because there are not just one big and one small in each of these boxes, but 2 bigs and 2 smalls. So, yeah, I know that. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Yeah, it said so on the page when you bought them. Oh, I didn't see. So she was like, oh no, there's so many more. Then her husband got COVID, and she got a back injury, and then she had I don't know what. So she just shipped them. And I wasn't in a hurry. People have lives, and she works a lot. And I don't know if you follow her, you know that she had a lot to deal with. So I'm waiting, and I can't wait to see those sticker makers, especially with the Alphonse Mucha one. I have to make these into stickers. So yay! So yeah. And then otherwise this week, tomorrow is Monday, so it's Rosa Day tomorrow, and it will be amazing as always. And we have gymnastics at 5 o'clock. No, 4:30. Um, I told you last Sunday that she had an accident at home where she fell and hit her ear on a little table next to the bed, and this one cracked open. And they were like, "Yeah, everything is fine, nothing happened." And she was fine until I got her to gymnastics. She wouldn't do anything. She wouldn't do anything where she would be in fear of falling down or anything. She was, well, not terrified. She wasn't. She just didn't want to do it. She was like, "Yeah, I'm fine down here on the ground, walking on their round plates with different surfaces. There are spikes and triangles and waves and circles that are popping up. So you walk on them barefoot and you feel all these textures on your feet." And she just wanted, to walk on these 6 or 7 plates. She did that for, I don't know, 20 minutes when everybody else were, climbing up and down and making, I don't know what. And I don't want to force her because that would just create fear, I think. Um, but I asked her afterward, was it good gymnastics? Yes, it was fun. So it wasn't too bad. But I felt a little bad for her that she was afraid to do the things that I know just 1 week prior she was like more and more, and so I felt a little sorry for her. But I mean, I hope that she forget it soon because she's just 2. So hopefully she will be all right tomorrow or maybe next Monday. No, I asked her, Gretchen. I asked, does your ear hurt? It's like, no. So that wasn't it. She was just afraid to fall and injure herself again because it was so fresh, that she fell and had to go to the hospital. And I think they glued it, but that was her first time to the hospital since she was born, really. Um, so I really just I think that she got a scare and just had to be a little careful. Um, but I think, she will forget it and it will be all right. But I felt a little sorry for her because, all the things that she loves to do was there that day, where she could, yeah. I felt so bad for her. And, she was tired and a little overwhelmed. Then she came home and her mama wasn't home. She had talked about, "I go home and see mommy and daddy, and I want to cuddle with mommy." And then mommy wasn't home. I felt so bad for her. But she loves her daddy, and of course she loves him. But I think at that moment she just really wanted her mama. But she was okay like 2 seconds later when my brother sent a picture, like, "Yeah, everything is okay." Okay. I'm just, I worry because she's my baby too. But yeah, hopefully all is okay tomorrow. She loves coming out here to cuddle with the cats and run around and playing with her toys and the cat's toys and mixing it all together. Sometimes it's so funny to see that, she gets some of the cat's toys and then takes it into her toy and then mixing it, and it's all together, and it's so funny. Then she comes, "Auntie, auntie, here." It's like, "Oh, good. What is this?" And then, "I made you tea." Nice. I love tea. "Can I maybe get coffee next time?" No. It's only daddy that gets coffee. Everybody else gets tea. She's so funny. And sometimes I can't have cookies because they're not good for you, Auntie. Well, you're right. Cookies aren't good for me, but I like cookies. And she makes me go like she had these little plastic lemons. All her food toys is plastic, and she goes like, "Here, eat a lemon," and I'm gonna go, "Ooh, that's sour," and she laughs her little heart off. It's funny to see her, and they're like, "I like chocolate," and she can't say in Danish, chocolate is chocolate, and she can't say chocolate, so it's olade. And I go, Osa ha olel. It's so cute. So out here, every time we talk about chocolate, it's just olel. And she likes donuts and chocolate and yeah. And then we have these little cheese sticks. They're not really cheese. I mean, she loves them. And every time she comes, she's like, "Can I have cheese?" And I go in and put it open and give it to her. And then, "Can I have more cheese, please?" So you want to cheese more? Yes! Like, oh my God, that's just the best idea in the world you just had there. And of course you can, but it's not your language. But really, I don't think it's that different from chocolate. I mean, if you say chocolate, 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 so it isn't that different really. Um, yeah. But she talks really, really well for a 2-year-old, and she have been for quite a while. She knows a lot of words that I'm like, what? Last week, I found out that the leader from our gymnastics were talking about what they should do, and Rosa went like blah blah blah. I'm like, oh my god, what? You said what? Blah blah blah. It's like yada yada yada. It's like, no, you can't say that. You have to listen to her. It's like yada yada yada. Oh my god. I have to know, you can't say that. It's so funny. She says the darnest things, that girl. And then it was raining really bad on Monday. And usually, like I told you before, we sing in the car. And then in Denmark, we have a very old children's program with a bear and a chicken. It's for smaller children. And this bear is basically a child himself. And then they sing a lot of songs and they take adventures and all sort of stuff. And in one of their songs is a rain day song. Well, we sing about how the rain is up on the roof and it is surprised because it can't get in because we clogged the hole in the roof and we scare off the rain so the sun can come back and dry our house without even using a cloth. And when I say without even using a cloth, she laughs and said, "That's so silly." And I guess that is silly. And then she goes, "Sing it again." So yeah, and it's like I know it's a little more complicated, than her 2-year-old's vocabulary can do. I'm like, can you remember some of the words? No, sing it. So I think from the 7 minutes it takes me to drive from the gymnastics place to her home, I sang that song about 5 times. And she loves it every time. It's cute. She's adorable. Now we will see what we will do tomorrow. Every Monday is different. She's so funny. So it's a little after 9 my time and a little after 3 o'clock US EST time. So maybe we should stop from today. I mean, we're not a lot of people in here, and yeah, maybe we should say stop for today. And I hope you will remember to like this video before you leave. It means a lot to me when you do that. And if you aren't already subscribed, please do that. Yeah, and then I will be back next Sunday. Next Sunday will be at 7 o'clock European time or 1 o'clock EST time. Yeah, have a great week, you too, Susan. I hope I will see you again next week. And it was nice having you here and you listening to me ramble about my retreat. Thank you. I hope I'll see you again next week. Bye. See you. Have a great week. Bye.